Ringer Movies, Bill Simmons here, Van Lathan. We saw Sinners together yesterday. First day it came out. Second time you saw it.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Ryan Coogler make more movies?
Because he cares about quality, cares about the craft. If you listen to him talk about filmmaking, he's very invested into it. And so I think that he's not going to be a reluctant artist. Obviously, he puts movies out. You know, some guys only make one every 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. But I think you're not going to see him be, I got to be in the theaters every 2 years.
Do you wish he was? Because I could go both ways. Because if you look back at like the great guys from the 70s and that whole generation, and they're working, they're making movies, and they're trying to get art out. And it seems like we're in this new era now where people really put thought into the choices they make, and maybe it'll take 3, 4, 5 years. But then there's the Soderbergh way to do it, where he's just like working, and he's like, firing movies out, and some of them hit more than others. PTA's making one every like 3 years, maybe.
Yeah, I think these guys that are writers and that are involved in every single aspect of the filmmaking, it's maybe a little bit more personal to them. I don't want to, when you look at even the things that Scorsese was able to do, he was making lots of different types. He's known for a specific type of movie, but he's making a lot of different genres of movies.
Right.
And he's taking inspiration from all over the place, different books, different source material, different stuff like that. Coogler, even with the Marvel stuff, he's writing it and conceptualizing it and all of that. And who knows, how much bandwidth he has.
Well, he's not even 40 years old yet, right?
No way.
Yeah, it's just I just thought the movie was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And awesome to the point that I could see us doing it for a rewatchable this summer. Like, it was just like, rarely do I leave the movie theater anymore. And I was like, that was a wholly original, really well acted, well thought out, awesome movie that I haven't seen anything like it before. You never get that feeling anymore.
I guess the question is, would you rather there be slightly diminishing returns on films that he would, come out with a little bit more regularly, or would you prefer brilliance every 4 or 5 years?
Well, here's my question, and I don't know enough about how hard it is to do what he does, and whether after you finish something like this, you just have to like basically decompress for like a year. But I do wish he could do this while also every once in a while just making a movie that's like a 9-month movie, where it's like, I'm going to make this awesome action movie. Somebody already wrote the script. They have the stars. I'm just going to come in. I'll put my vision in it. I'll just make it. And then I'll move on to like the big thing I want to do. Because some guys don't do that at all. Like PTA doesn't do that.
He doesn't at all. You know what's funny about Sinners is Sinners was a lightning fast production.
Yeah.
I think it's like November, the script is done, December they're in negotiation. And then by March of 24, I think they were up and shooting.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. A friend of mine is in the movie. And I had seen him at a birthday party, and he
drop.
I'm not gonna drop his name. I'm just saying, he was telling me about how quickly they were doing their things, but about how conceptually tight and thought out that the film was, despite the fact that they went pretty fast on it. So I mean, if he could do that with that film, then you would think that if Marvel doesn't get in the way, then maybe you could get a Ryan Coogler movie every year, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Tarantino's made 9.
Right, once again.
Since 93, 92, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, but once again, that's a guy that's like
every 4 years.
I need to write him. I need to write the movie. I need to think the movie out. I need to do all of that stuff. And he really wants to take his time. Everything's going to be a masterpiece.
Yeah. So, and PTA is same way. This is the motto. It's just, I'd be so interested just to see him, and Tarantino would have said the same thing about, just grab a movie and just make it and just see what the fuck happens. Just, what's your version?
What do you mean by that, though?
What's your version of like the most awesome buddy cop action movie ever? Like something a little more popcorn that doesn't have to have like everything at stake, but maybe he just doesn't want to do it.
Well, this is 5th film, and I think Fruitvale is 14.
Fruitvale is 2013, 13 or 14.
13 or 14. So, I mean, you're talking about a 10-year career, 5 movies. So that's not, it's
12.
Well, 12-year career.
Yeah.
12-year career, 5 movies. But not, I mean, you like
decent
him.
pace. I do. I think he's so original. I just wish there was more of him, but I feel the same way about PTA. And that's why when we saw the trailer for the PTA movie before Sinners, and it was just like
ridiculously interesting.
What is this?
Yeah.
And I think there's just so few filmmakers now that just the fact that they made a movie is the event.
Mhm.
And I think Coogler's got to that point now. I think Sinners, that the legacy of Sinners, other than how great Michael B. Jordan is, and I didn't really honestly fully know if he had that in him and how great the cast is and how just cool it is. But it's just Coogler is now, this is a season tickets thing now. Like if he's making a movie, you're going.
Yeah. Who is the most prolific filmmaker that you still think maintains the quality film to film? Fincher.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of movies, makes a lot of good movies.
He doesn't make a lot of movies, but he's working at a slightly different, but then he stopped, right? He did, all of a sudden he went into streaming and he did the Netflix stuff. But he had a stretch there from basically mid-90s on where he was working every couple of years. He was making movies like Panic Room.
Right.
And that's the question for some of these filmmakers is, do I want to have a Panic Room every once in a while where I'm just trapped in this one spot and I have a good actor and I'm just stylishly awesome.
Right.
And that's what I just wonder if Coogler has like one kind of his version of Panic Room in him.
So I'll say this about Sinners before we get out of here. I would say that Sinners is, I went to the LA showing of it and he talked a little bit about the movie before it premiered. And the attention to, there was a twin consultant there.
Wow.
Like he introduced the movie and then he goes back to his seat and he goes, hey, man, before we play the movie, don't play the movie yet. These guys right here, these were our twin consultants on the film. So everything on this movie, from the music, from the look, not just the music, the original songs in it, the score, the culture, the fact that you have two Asian American shop owners in the movie, the history of that in the Delta.
Yeah.
Everything was meticulously thought out. And it just takes a lot of bandwidth to get that into the theaters and then probably a little time to let go of it afterwards,
And it was one of the most sad, I mean, then at the end, not to spoil too much, but you kind of have to stick around during the credits.
Yeah.
And I would have gone. You grabbed me.
I grabbed you.
I had to go pee.
Right.
And I like the original way it ended, and then there's the second version of it, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, to me, he's a season tickets guy. I think there's only a couple. There's only a couple directors where you're like, they made a movie, I'm going.
PTA, Coogler, Scorsese, right
Fincher. Scorsese's not a must for me anymore. I would depend on what the movie was.
Okay. Fincher, and then
PTA.
Fincher, PTA, Coogler.
I don't even know if Soderbergh's in there because he makes so many. I kind of wait to see what the reception is.
But see what I'm saying? Like the Soderbergh movie, he just came out with one, and it was The Presence.
Yeah, The Black Bag.
No.
Oh.
He did the Black Bag is like, he's done two. The Presence is the one that like the ghost one.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one yet.
So I went to see it and I'm like, oh, what got me in was the concept and the fact that it was Steven Soderbergh, but like, he makes a lot of movies, a lot of different types of movies, but he always
kind of wait for the reaction. Yeah.
Right.
To be able to eventize your own movie. Tarantino's obviously like, he kind of almost created this model. But anyway. All right. Sinners, A+ for me.
A+ for me too.
I thought it was an awesome movie experience. Go see it.